The Irving Independent School District is encouraging families to register online for the upcoming school year by July 24th. Families have two options for their students, in-person or remote learning, and there are choices under remote learning that are fully explained on the school district website. Classes start on Monday, August 17th. Obviously, there have been a lot of changes in how we look at schooling, but everyone wants to help students succeed. On that thought, let's bring in Crystal Scanio. She's the president and CEO of the Irving Schools Foundation. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Tom. It's always a pleasure to visit with you all.
Sure. First, during this pandemic, how has the Irving Schools Foundation responded so far?
This pandemic has completely changed what we do as an organization and the way that we serve our children. We had our Food for Thought program that ironically we started a year ago in March. March 2019 is when we launched it. Started feeding children throughout the weekends and long holidays. Never in our wildest dreams would we think that program would be such a critical need with something like a pandemic. So once the pandemic hit, the superintendent called me on a Saturday to let me know that school was going to be canceled, and she asked us to help and said, can y'all keep going with this effort? And we have been feeding kids ever since. So the school district's been awesome. They've been giving our students breakfast and lunch, and then we're there alongside them handing out dinner bags. The community has stepped up and made so many donations of gift cards and cash donations that we've then gone and purchased food to give to these families. So it's been a really tough time. Our kids were already in dire situations prior to the pandemic, and this just took it to the next level.
Along with that new program, Food for Thought, at this time of year, one of your big initiatives is Supplies for Success. A lot of people and companies participate and are familiar with it, but for those people who don't know, tell me about it.
Supplies for Success has been an initiative that's been in existence for quite a few years now. It's a partnership with the city of Irving, with multiple community groups, and we come together to make sure that our kids have everything they need for going back to school. So they get immunizations, haircuts, dental checks, vision checks. The families go through a resource fair where they can learn about different resources in the community that can help them get out of the situation they're in or help them advance themselves. And then lastly, the students get their backpacks filled with supplies and a bag of food. And that to me is the most heartwarming part, when those students get that and they're so excited to go back to school. The city of Irving is an awesome partner. They always have the bounce houses outside and the DJs and the food trucks, and it makes it feel like it's truly just a back to school party for these kids. So that's what Supplies for Success is.
But we know everything is different this year. How is Supplies for Success shaping up this year?
My word for the year has been pivot. Everything is just like, okay, we're just going to change. As an organization, we know that these kids need this assistance. And no matter what school looks like in the fall, they're going to need some sort of help with supplies, with food. So our first thought was we need to cancel the event because we can't have 6,000 children coming in a close proximity to get all these services. But then the more we thought about it, like I said, these kids need that support. So we're pivoting and we're making it a drive-through. So we'll have it at Irving High School. The families will do a drive-through. They'll come and get their backpacks. We'll have a DJ outside, balloons. We're still going to try and make it that festive, exciting event, even though it's having to be, like you said, changed. So it'll be a drive-through Supplies for Success.
And looking ahead, with students having missed several months of in-classroom instruction and also that structure that the school day provides, what are your concerns for students right now?
We are so concerned, number one, about the whole child. So it's more than just the academic struggles that we think these students are going to have. It's, are they eating at home? Are they being nurtured at home? With the stress of a lot of our families having lost jobs and families getting sick, are these students in situations that are now scary? So that's going to be a new component that is going to be added to the virtual in-person school day. Now we're going to have the added component of trying to check on these kids to make sure that they're doing okay at home as well.
And if families see this and they need to be connected with resources, whether it's school supplies or another unmet need, what is your recommendation?
I cannot praise our counselors enough. Our counseling staff in Irving ISD is top notch. They were the ones that came to us initially in 2019 to say we needed this Food for Thought program. During the pandemic, they have texted families, they've called families, some of our families were in and out of hotels, and they would go make personal visits to make sure they were okay. So if you're a family that needs help, that counselor is your number one resource. They have our number. They can get you on the list to get help with food for thought, with supplies for success, and they just have so many resources they can help with. So I love our counselors. They're amazing, and they have been a true partner and going above and beyond their jobs this summer as we've been trying to help our kids and into the fall. So that would be my recommendation, is check with them, and they can connect you with everything out there.
Crystal Scanio, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And a reminder that you can find out more about the foundation and Supplies for Success, find out how to donate at irvingschoolsfoundation.org.